Welcome back to another episode of Living with This Monster with your host, Lemon Scented. And today we are going to be talking about living through Christmas. And I know this is a hard time for most people that have mental health issues for various reasons. And so I kind of wanted to address those with a little simple rundown of what you can do to kind of get you through the holidays. Now, the holidays can be crazy for pretty much anybody, including people that don't have mental issues. However, people like me and a lot of other people, it's hell on earth. Between driving, making sure the kids are ready to go to visit grandma, or whatever the case may be, just Christmas in general is a crazy time. And so with me and how I deal with things, I have to be set up weeks ahead of time. That's just the only option for me. Anything before that, anything gets changed about 2 weeks prior to Christmas, and I'm losing my mind. So, so Christmas can be pretty heavy for various reasons. I mean, especially if you don't get along with your in-laws, you don't get along with parents, don't get along with your siblings, various other things. I don't get along with most people. So with that, what can you do? First thing is prepare. I like to be prepared at least 2 weeks in advance for anything that's happening, whether it be Christmas dinner, things like that. Normally, if I'm around just, my wife or my cat, there's no issue. But once, plans and family and friends and stuff, it gets to be a ball rolling that is fucking huge, and it tends to cause a lot of problems. So the first thing is plan. Just plan. What are you going to be doing? Are you going over to the in-laws' house? Are you going over to your parents' house? Are you going over to a friend's house? Are you staying home? Or are you cooking dinner at home? All those little details that tend to pop up. Kind of get them down on paper. I like to write them out and make sure that you've got that kind of plan going in your head of like, this is how it's going to go down. And then there comes the day. And this is a little more tricky, but, when you have severe anxiety or severe depression, this can be really hard, especially the day of is usually when it pops up. So the first thing is to make sure you have a safe space, somewhere that people aren't going to be, people don't go into, things like that you can escape to from time to time to catch your breath and do some breathing exercises. If you can, sit down and breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, kind of focus on it and be like, you can get through this, everybody gets through this for Christmas, but it is hard, and generally try to calm yourself down, but make sure there's a safe space for you that you can escape to at any time you need to, and you don't have to answer questions to anybody. Where are you going? I'm going to go in the room for a second. I will be right back. Trust me, they'll forget. Most of them are going to be, busy doing other things. Third, I would say don't drink. Generally speaking, that tends to add anxiety on the back end. You might feel more comfortable in the moment, but the day after you're going to be like, oh, what did I say? What did I do? So if you can, avoid it. I tend to not drink because I am a monster. Next thing is with the preparation and with the making sure that you have a safe space and things like that. Make sure that you have some kind of tool. With me, I fidget with my fingers all the time. I generally rub. And if I'm not doing that, I'm playing with something, playing with keys, playing with whatever, straw, stick, toothpick, whatever the case may be. Have something in your hands. I like the little squishy tension balls. Just play with it. Slinkies are a good one. Fidget spinners, if you got them, anything to keep that nervousness in your hand and not going back up to your head. So if you can get one of those squishy balls, perfect. They're usually like $2.99 at a store. I find them everywhere during Christmas, so you should be able to find them. Some of your local stores, most likely like Albertsons or Bonds or one of those main store should have some somewhere, probably in the toy aisle. So keep an eye out for those. Those help really well with keeping the anxiety in the hand and not going into your head and not freaking you out. You know, this is a hard one, but if you can muster it, keep the people that are going to cause issues away. You know, it's your Christmas. If you're holding a Christmas party at your house and everything, you have control over who comes into your house and who does what. Control your Christmas. You know, don't let those people come in because you feel obligated to do so. Don't, because it is your house. You're allowed to do what you say, and you don't have to be forced into doing anything you don't want to. You could do, you know, try to keep as much calm as possible within the house. And this can get crazy. It's Christmas and everything else. But your main focus is to just basically kind of create the bubble around you that's not going to be so stressful it's going to freak you out. A little bit of stress is fine, but because it's the holidays, you're never going to get rid of it. You're never going to get away from it. And so with depression, this is the hard one. You know, try to do things that are going to bring you up a bit. And especially the day up. If they're coming at 5 o'clock and you wake up at 6 because you got to cook this ham and, you know, so on and so forth and all these things, you know, try to create something that's going to pick up your spirits a little bit. I try to do good things, good music. If you've got favorite music and stuff like that, play favorite music right up until the event, right up until people show up, to try to get you there, whether it be Christmas movies or, you know, maybe you like to have a certain breakfast for Christmas morning or Christmas Eve or whatever. But do anything you can to kind of pull yourself out of that funk. And if it's too much, lower it down. Lower it down. Do not push yourself for the sake of others. It's your Christmas just as much as it is everybody else's. And I find a lot of people really put themselves out for Christmas when they can't. And it shows, as emotional as they can be, and they're always stressed and everything else. And it's like, well, why do you do that? Well, because I'm required to. You're not required to do shit. You're not. Make Christmas yours again. That's my ultimate saying is make Christmas yours again. It's your Christmas. You know, you don't have to have the in-laws that constantly fight. You don't have to have you don't have to have the brother and sister that are constantly mean to you. You don't have to have them. You don't. You can say, you know what, for this year, I think it's just going to be us. With kids, it's a little different because, you know, me, mom, and Peepaw want to see the kids. And that is, again, just another stressor you'll have to work around. But it is doable. You know, or stagger your visits. Oops, I just dropped everything. Stagger visits. You know, why does everybody have to show up on the same day? You know, we'll celebrate Christmas. We'll celebrate this, but we're going to do it, you know, a week ahead of time or 2 weeks ahead of time for this particular group. And the group that you do get along with, you should make a 4 Christmas holiday. It's 'tis the season. And damn it, I'm going to take it back. That's my thought process. I don't like Christmas. I don't like holidays. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. They stress me out. And I don't have a lot of stresses. They just do in general. And, excuse me, itch my nose. And I can't handle it. Christmas is a nightmare for me. Lots of anxiety, lots of sadness, lots of yeah. So all I'm saying is, if you plan ahead for these things and you've got a significant plan and not super in detail because things always change, but generally how things are going to break down, you've got a safe space to escape to if you have to. Now, the safe space I consider for people that have a huge family that have to come and you can't exclude anybody. That's for you. Make a safe space. Find it. If it's in the backyard, if it's in the, if you got a garage, you know, whatever. Just find a place where you can hide out and, kind of disappear for a few minutes and catch your breath. It's a long one, but it's only a day. And with that, we'll get through it. And I say surviving Christmas because it really feels like you run this marathon to get there, and by the end of it you are tired and you are angry and you are frustrated and you are anxious and whole multitude of crazy feelings. And they don't have to be that way if you just set it up. Anxiety is a huge one. I think for most people, anxiety is the biggest one when it comes to Christmas. Am I going to have enough food? Am I going to have this? What is grandma going to do? What is grandpa going to do? What is my brother going to do? You can control that. I have stepped away from Christmas almost entirely with my extended family because I can't handle it. We just don't see eye to eye. And so with that, that's what I do. I just don't. I want Christmas to be with my family, and I want my family that I've created, and I don't want this chaos in the sake of the holiday when it's my life, it's my day, it's my family, it's my experience, and I can control that experience. I hate the social pressure you get from holidays of having to go to this or having to go do that or having to have this or having to host that. Like, none of that's real. It's what you want and your family and your things that make you happy. I hate social norms. I do. I can't stand it because I feel like a lot of social norms put a lot of anxiety on people when it doesn't need to be. And, ultimately this causes a lot of chaos and a lot of frustration and anger. And so Christmas can be such a fun time when you control what's happening within your Christmas. You know what I mean? And so it doesn't have to be a holiday filled with frustration and you get anxiety every time it comes up because it's this chaos, and you don't have to have any of that. So don't you control that power. You control what is going to be in your sphere when it comes to Christmas. You know what I mean? I have, I think it's the 7th Christmas that I've done this where it's just been, I keep dropping shit. It's just it's just been me and my wife and our cat. And it's the calmest Christmas I've ever had in my life. And it is fantastic. I love it. I love it. We get to cook dinner. We get to have fun. You know what I mean? But we've had to construct that because we were doing the rat race. We were doing, Christmas over here, Christmas over there. We've got 2 parties to go to here. We've got 2 things. I'm sorry, we can't do that. I hold out for things like with friends and stuff like that, and they tend to, we've kind of all adjusted to, okay, we're going to have the party a week ahead of time, and then that way nobody has to worry about it the week of Christmas with everybody coming in for the holidays and things like that. So yes, definitely get a safe space. Definitely get a safe space. Definitely get something, to move that anxiety into your hand and kind of work it out without letting it kind of come up into here and come into your brain pan and cause you a phone be like, oh, you know what I mean? I that's the only way I can explain it because it's emotion, right? So it just feels like your face is coming off at some points. And, to avoid that is always a benefit because there's been times where I've wanted to rip my face off because of things. So do that. And then Christmas aftercare is a thing. And so after Christmas is when it all comes down, and then you got that run up to New Year's, and then New Year's is a thing and everything else, just take a breath. Breathe. You're going to be okay. It's one day. It's one day. You can limit the amount of everything that's going on. You can limit at least the anxiety and try to conquer the anxiety. If you can't shrink up, who's coming, who you don't want to come, who you're worried about, who's acting out where, and who's going to say what. You don't have to have any of that. You don't, but in the case of you're forced to, have a safe space, have these things in plan, have a plan on what's going to happen. If it's you and you're just dealing with family that does it, and it has nothing to do with you planning, you just have to deal and be around with family, easy. Just take the things with you that are going to keep you comfortable. Headphones are a good thing. If you can do it, I know some people that have family that live on farms, and they like to sit in the back and they'll just stare off into the farm and everything else while everybody else is inside doing whatever, and they just put on music, and that gets them okay for when they have to show up and they have to talk. And so there's things like that. You just have to find a way to circumvent the anxiety for the moment. It's only a day. I get it so much. I've wanted to run into a brick wall before because I couldn't handle it. I get it. But you also, at least for me, I tend to ramp myself up the week before Christmas. And so each day just gets a little more anxiety, a little more stress, a little more blah, 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 if you know what I mean. And it's, don't do that. Don't wrap yourself up in this like complete stress ball that is Christmas. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that stressful. And I think planning and making a space for you to go in case you need to, finding a space you can go in case you need to. Maybe there's a family friend or something that you're going to, or family party that you have to go to and things like that. Ask somebody that you think would be receptive of that and be like, hey, I just need a place where I can go where the sound isn't too loud and I can kind of breathe for a second. Where would that be? And that's pretty much it. It's not foolproof. I'll tell you that right now. And that's why it's called Surviving Christmas. Is because it really is just kind of these things of like, can I ebb and flow between this just to get through the holidays? And you can do it. It's really easy to get caught up in the go without really needing to. And so you got to be on the lookout for that. And try, if you enjoy your family, if you like the holidays and things like that, but they still get... Try to experience those. Try to have fun and experience the time. If you can't get that one fucking Christmas present, if you can't get that one thing that you've been trying for forever, 9 times out of 10, the people that you're buying it for, they don't care. They just want to see you. And if all they care about is the presents, they ain't fucking worth it anyways. I don't care what people get me. I don't care that people get me anything. I care who's around me. So if you're stressing out because you didn't get someone you care about, or someone that you like, the perfect Christmas present, put that out of your head. They're going to care that you even thought about them to get a Christmas present if they're people that you should be around. Or the time that you spend. I spend Christmas night online with friends of mine that I can't see otherwise. And we hang out and we have a great time. None of us buy gifts. Every once in a while we might throw a little, $5 gift somewhere, things like that. But generally speaking, we don't buy gifts. We just enjoy each other's times. Don't stress about that. People love you and they love you for who you are. And you go, hey, I just didn't have a gift this year. Everybody knows it's hard times right now. Don't stress out about that. If they care, they care. If they care about just the present, or they care about the present at all, that is going to be something that I don't know if it's worth it. I never expect my friends to get me anything, and they never expect that from me. If they get me something, it's all in earnest. It's all, thank you very much. I appreciate it. This is awesome. Cool. Thank you very much. And it's not ever expected to be reciprocated. You know what I mean? So the people that love you are not going to care if you got that super special gift that only you could get. And, they're not going to care about that. They want to spend time with you. So grab hold of that. Experience that. There will be a time where that life or that person may not be around, and you will connect those spots with stress when thinking back on the good times that you had with them. And so, like, I have that very situation. There's someone that I'm very close to, and Christmas was very much a big thing between us. That is no longer here anymore. And every time I think about it, it's marred with those feelings of anxiety and frustration because I couldn't get them something, or I was trying to impress them. I was trying to do this, and I couldn't do it. And they didn't care either way, so I shouldn't have cared either way. But because I was so, dead set on paying attention to what I was getting them, what kind of Christmas gift would blow them away for the year, I ended up falling behind on things that really mattered, which was experience the time that I have. We're just a series of memories before everything's gone. So experience them. Don't get marred up in the buy best gift bullshit. Just don't. Just don't. It's not worth it. The people that love you will want to spend time with you, and that's the greatest gift. Really. Really, really. That's my main goal during Christmas now. I want to spend time and make memories more than I want to make sure you get the coolest gift. Because I know that the memories are going to matter more throughout the years than the gift ever will. A Dyson vacuum cleaner, maybe $4.99, and everybody may love it. But it only lasts for 5 years before you suck up a gumball and the whole thing blows up. So it's not going to last forever. But the memory of them coming to the house and having dinner and having hot cocoa, doing the whole Christmas shindig with you, is going to last them forever. It's not going to fade. That's my thoughts on surviving Christmas. It's not much, but it's the little pieces of things that get me through the day that, that's the only way I've been able to survive the last few. And damn it, I'm going to continue shooting that. I'm going to continue pushing that of find a safe space, make a safe space, get something that you can, anxiety that you can kind of focus your energy into a hand that's, one of those squeezy balls is perfect. And realize that the people that are around you that want to spend time with you don't give a shit if you get the perfect gift. They just want to spend time with you. And the people that do give a shit if you get the perfect gift or this isn't what I wanted, they're spoiled. Don't pay attention to them. Trust me, your life will get better. Your life, you're not, well, maybe not your life, but the day will get better if you focus on the people that actually just care about spending time with you. It's real. That's it for this week. I have a whole Christmas list of things that are going to go up about Christmas this month because it's a turbulent time for a lot of people, and for me especially, and so that I can kind of share some insight on Christmas bullshit. Because it is bullshit. A lot of it is bullshit. So I'll leave with this. I hope everybody's had a great week. Holiday week. It was Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a great week anyways. And let's kick next week's ass. Ho, ho, ho. It's Christmas time. Ho, ho, ho. Let's kick its ass. That's it for this week. I'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Talk more about Christmas shit.